Welcome to the very first episode of You're Done. You're Done.
How exciting. We've been talking about doing this for so long.
I know. I can't believe it's finally happening.
It's finally happening. We have our cute little mics. We have our setup. Yeah. And we have you guys.
Yeah.
So we're super excited.
This is, if you're watching us on YouTube, thank you. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you can also see us in all our glory on YouTube. Follow
You're welcome.
You're Done the podcast. Not You're Welcome.
You're not done.
You're Done.
You're Done the podcast.
Yes. Exactly. And so what is You're Done, Tasha?
Well, You're Done is basically allowing us to just talk about whatever we want to talk about. It's a talk show amongst us, you know, talking about everyday life in real life and online.
Yeah, we have different segments that we're going to be bringing to you, all great branding. We have some like out of the group chat, which is when we'll tell a story. I think I actually have one of those for you today, which is an out of the group chat moment. We also have screaming.
That's one of my favorite things to say. Just super deadpan screaming. And that's when, what are we doing during that again?
That's where we're talking about like different like things that are happening in the world, news, celebrities,
celebs,
things that are sort of shocking that would be like screaming.
We've got memes.
Yes, that's what we're really going to talk
when
about.
When we're talking about memes.
Memes.
If you didn't get that.
Say it one more time.
Memes.
Thank you. To bring the Mean Girls references back.
And we also have friend of the pod.
Yes,
because we will have some guests that come over.
Can't
Where
wait.
They'll fit, we'll figure
Between
that out.
us, it's cozy.
It's cozy.
We could do a wide angle shot.
We could do a little wide angle shot. It'll be cute. We're super excited, but we have to make sure to let you guys know to like and subscribe.
Yeah, we're a full influencer moment right now. We get to say that.
We have to, but you know, that's what we are here for.
It's kind of a throwback to say like and subscribe.
They don't do that anymore?
I mean, I think people do. It feels like the beginning era of YouTube when people would say that.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's continued.
It's continued. Whatever. We're like 12, so how would they know any difference?
Gosh, yeah, I wish I was 12. Ooh, I need to get some more Botox.
I just need to get a new facial.
Okay.
I get screaming.
You're done.
You're done. I'm talking about going to a salon. Okay, I'm getting a full facial of thy face.
A full facial of your face. Wow.
Precisely.
Full facial.
Precisely. Listen to this hoe over here. Anyways, as we were saying, so to know more about us.
Well, yeah, and you're probably listening because you know us if you're listening to the very first one. But
Thanks
if you
so much.
happen to be a random person that don't know either of us, Tasha, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Oh my gosh, you know my name.
Shocking. We have not introduced ourselves
yet.
Not.
My name is Tasha. I'm from Toronto.
Love.
I'm 34. Cute and 34.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell the people your age.
Black don't crack, okay? So we're living on with this. I'm going to live with that.
That's fair.
And yeah, born in Toronto. I've lived many, many places around the world. I love to travel. I love to work out. I love to eat. So I probably work out because I love to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved how the Kardashians said that. Like, that was like
Did they say that?
Yeah, they're like, we work out so much so that we could eat the things we want. I'm like, I get that.
But Ozempic helps with that too.
For sure. For sure.
Whatever. Anyways, so.
Drag them.
Or just get a salad and just be like.
Oh, yes. I really do feel like I'm living my Kardashian moment when I'm shaking a salad.
What else about me? I love to sing. I love to dance. I love acting. I can grocery shop forever.
You're also married.
Oh my God, yes.
To producer
Newly
Angel.
Married. Oh, I know. His name's Angel. He's so sweet.
He is an angel.
And he helped us set this all up. I got married last year.
Love
so
that.
It'll be a year this August. And we'll have many stories because it was a destination wedding of 65 people.
My story today is actually from your wedding. So
most stories. From this wedding.
It seems to be like a never ending. A new story seems to continue, or like there's new facts or lore that's added from the wedding. It's incredible. Lore. Yeah.
Bitch, lore? Who says lore?
It's the whole internet does.
Oh, okay.
You're behind.
Okay. All right, so that's a little bit about me.
Yeah.
What about you?
So my name's Brendan. I am not sharing how old I am because I don't want you to know that. No, that's okay. I'm 32, And I'm originally from Calgary. I live in Toronto now, which is how we became friends.
He's a cowboy.
I'm gay, or queer, depending on, yeah.
I never knew that.
I know. We're not married, so don't worry. But if I had a beard, it would be you.
Oh my God, if I had a beard, it would be you.
Slay. I love that, actually, for both of us. A little bit about me. So I am into comedy. I do stand-up comedy, not professionally, like as a hobby, maybe
He's
one
funny.
day. I try. That's one of my favorite things to do is make people laugh for attention.
It's the honesty for me.
Yeah, I don't like working out, but I try to. I like eating, but I don't work out enough to undo the eating, as you'll, which is fine.
Nice.
What else? I've lived in a bunch of places. I also love traveling. I've lived kind of all over. I grew up in Calgary, and then I lived in Vancouver. I lived in Paris for a little bit. Now I live here in Toronto for the last like 4 and a bit years.
He loves to say he lived in Paris.
Even though it was like
Oh my God,
a
I lived in
decade ago.
Paris. Oh, Tasha. Or
Do you
I'd be
remember?
like, Brendan, what's the like time right now? I don't know. I lived in Paris.
Yeah, I actually use like the 24-hour clock because I
Oh, the
lived in
Parisian.
Paris.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, army time.
Army time because
Army
you lived
time.
in Paris.
Yes, exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, besides that, I'm big into like watching like Netflix, movies, all the streaming, not specifically just that one. I'm a big reader. We're in my place actually, and there's a whole row of books, so all that kind of stuff. And I am chronically online, which you'll discover is our
Chronically
difference.
online.
Yeah,
I guess I'm online,
not
but I
enough.
don't know enough.
You don't know that people say lore, so
But like, can you use it in a sentence again?
yeah.
Like,
You're discovering more lore about a specific topic. It's like it's like historical, but also like.
so
not-
can one just say you're learning more about a subject?
Yeah, but lore is a
You're
better.
so dramatic.
You're so dramatic.
You're so dramatic.
Okay, so
You're so dramatic.
that's another thing about me. I'm dramatic.
Oh, I'm not dramatic at all.
No, theatrical. Theatrical.
most.
That's like what my parents would say about me before I came out. I was too theatrical. I was like.
One more.
Theatrical. So yeah, a little bit about like how did we get the name for this? So you probably heard "You're Done" before.
You're done.
You're
You
done.
have to say it like that.
Yeah.
You're done.
You're done. And it sort of will encapsulate sort of everything we talk about.
Yeah.
There's lots of moments where it's like a "you're done" moment. I think it was popularized through like probably other places, but the main thing was like on TikTok. There was this creator, Kitty Cat Purr.
Kitty cat, purr.
And she has this video of she's like going to pop a guy's zit, I think, which is so gross.
If you ever have one, which you never do because you have great skin, can I do it?
No.
Like live.
No, you.
Or not
no.
live, I guess we're recording
That's
this in
like
advance.
honestly, I would rather do OnlyFans than get a zit popped on camera.
Listen, we'll talk about OnlyFans because I'm not against it, y'all. If you gotta get your bread, you gotta get your
Yeah,
bread.
I mean, I'm just saying that if there's gonna be something on the internet of me, it's not gonna be you popping a zit. Let's go with that.
Let's go with that.
So yeah, that's where it was like popularized. We've used it sort of as our branding because we really think that it's like it fits a lot of like what we're going to talk about or
Absolutely.
the segments that we're going to have.
We're also annoyed by most things, but laugh at most things, and so everything is just
You're done. You're done.
You're done.
You're done. Which I think is a good segue. Like we should start with sort of give people an example of like what's a you're done like
you're
story
done
or
story.
moment.
Okay.
Which will, if on YouTube, we'll have a flashy little like blue that'll come in. Doo, doo, doo. Do you want to start or do you want me to go?
I can start.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm listening. I'm in my Drew Barrymore phase. I'm ready.
All right. Story time with Tash. So, as I said earlier, I love to travel.
Yeah.
I've traveled many, many places, and I travel a lot with my husband too. And we travel back and forth to Florida a lot just because we go to see
Yeah,
his
you
family.
hate gay people.
Not at all. Oh my God. I think I'm one inside and outside everywhere. But like,
This is back to facials.
This is back to
Inside,
facials.
Outside, everywhere.
well, we go to go see his family.
Okay.
And we are taking an Uber from his parents' place to the airport.
Okay.
And like, for those who understand Florida and know, their driving skills aren't the best. And we're on the highway.
Okay.
And we're like whipping through. I don't know what it's called in the States. Is it called a highway?
Like a freeway or something?
Freeway?
I don't know.
Something. Let's call
Interstate?
it. I'm not.
You're going really fast.
We're going fast.
Okay.
And
yeah, talk to me like I'm an idiot, because I am.
With cars, I don't know, girl. So you just hear like a pop, pop. And we're like, what's that? And then the car starts to like tremble, right? And my husband Angel goes, ma'am, to the driver, I think you have a flat tire. She's like, no, everything's fine.
What?
And we start to like literally are rocking while we're flying down this highway, freeway, intersect, whatever. And so it starts, we see smoke. So she pulls off into we're in the middle of the highway. So like now you're the lane the closest to the middle section, the median.
Okay.
And pulls out there, and we get out and look and see that the tire has exploded.
Did it start to like shake after?
It had a little bit, but apparently like new cars, girl, I do not drive, but I'm a passenger princess for life. But
I wish. I have to drive so much.
I look so cute on the passenger side of a best friend's ride. Not trying to holler at nobody. I'm not trying to holler, but I look good on that side.
I love hollering.
And so we thought it was just maybe just a puncture, but it full out blew up. It blew up.
I drive, unfortunately, and I'm always wondering, because you can see like debris of like tires, and I always wonder like what happened. Like,
that's what happened.
Okay,
right?
That's
but apparently
wild.
new cars, it can like regulate and know that that's happening, so that you don't like swerve and like die.
Yeah, like
which was
compensates for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we get out. They're trying to figure out how to put on a new tire in the middle of the highway with super fast. Like, as you see these nails, they're just for show, okay?
Yeah.
So
You're supervising.
I'm just supervising. I'm trying to contact Uber. Or no, Uber contacted me because they said, we noticed that you've stopped.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, we're in the middle of the highway. And they're like, well, what's your account number? I'm like, you called me.
You called me.
You called me, right? They're like, well, we can't find your account. I'm like, I don't know how to help you here, because
Maybe because you're like Canadian and they couldn't find.
I didn't think about that in the time, but whatever.
Okay.
So then I was like, while they're figuring out the tire, I might as well take some photos of myself in the middle of the highway trying to look cute. And so now I can.
You're done. You're so done for that.
They were over there, and I was like,
a model.
Try and take a photo.
The scenic highway?
It was a scenic highway with good lighting. It wasn't scenic. It was like,
I didn't think so.
It was just on
Cement.
the outside of like Fort Lauderdale, and so it's quite blasé and bland. And so I can assume this is what this next person thought.
Yeah.
That I'm just some, damsel in distress that's just taking photos of myself in the middle of the highway behind a car.
Your model moment.
Yeah.
So...
And a car from the opposite side of the highway.
Okay.
And cars, I don't know, like, obviously it's different in the States, but let's say he was doing like 150.
Oh, like miles to kilometers.
Yeah,
Got it.
like
Yeah,
kilometers.
He was going fast.
Going very fast. And whips over onto our side behind our car, or our Uber, because he sees me and he must be like, oh yeah,
I'm gonna save
this
her.
one. I'm gonna save her, and it's gonna be the story of like how we got together or how I got hooked up
What
with
did
her.
this man look like?
Not good.
Oh,
But
you're done.
You're done.
He's done.
He's done. Poor Angel's like on the ground trying to change a tire. This other woman's trying to change it as well. And he comes over and he's like walking over all suave, trying to like hit on. And he's like, are you okay? And I swiveled my body and he could see the other people there. And I was like, yeah, my husband and I are trying. And he goes, but you've already come over to help.
Yeah.
So you better come help. Right?
Okay.
And so it's like he goes over to help and they just finished.
Okay.
And he was like, no problem, whatever, I'm glad I could help. And we're like, you didn't do anything. You're done.
You're done.
You're done. You can get back into your car because the tire has changed. I know I didn't do anything, but I was a cheerleader in that instance. But he was so done for trying to be the savior of me in the middle of the highway. But
there's a lot of you're dones in that.
There's
Uber
many.
Driver, Uber calling you, you're done. The guy from across. Actually, you're done for like modeling on the highway. So like,
I just figured, like, when am I gonna get this shot again?
You know what? I've never even seen these pictures. So
Wow.
maybe post them to the pod.
Maybe post it onto the pod. But yeah, that was last year, and it was wild.
Okay,
this guy was super...
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to URDONE.
Cheers to URDONE.
For your audio listeners, we're drinking wine.
We're drinking wine.
Okay, I feel like that encapsulates a pretty like good URDONE moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so mine is from your wedding, as I said, and they shall not be named because they may see this at some point. But so for context, Tasha and Angel got married. It was a destination wedding in Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. There's all these people that went, so there was like this big mix of like your friends, Angel's friends, lots of people I hadn't met before. One of Angel's, I think he was in the groom's party.
No.
Not technically, but he was involved.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't think I had ever met him before, but I had heard of him. And he's straight, for the record. But like very early on into us being there, I think it was like literally the first night, he would like come up to me out of nowhere and be like, "Oh my God, Brendan." I'm not going to do the way he speaks because that'll get me canceled for sure.
We're reworking the voice for today's example.
Anyway, so he came up to me and he's like, "Hey, Brendan, like, blah, 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 blah. I just wanted to let you know." And like people had been drinking, but it seemed early. And he was like, "I just wanted to let you know, like, I was talking about you to somebody else. And I was just saying, you know, if I was gay, I'd be so into you."
As everyone should be.
I love, but like, it's weird because, and other like queer gay people will like know this, like straight guys do that. And it's like this weird, like, are you complimenting me? Aren't you complimenting me? I believe truly that it's like the whole beginning part of like, oh, if I was gay, doesn't matter. What you're just telling me is the last part. You're into me.
The only thing I'm hearing is that
you're into me.
Oh, which is our favorite Ariana track.
Oh my gosh, I'm so into you. That's...
I can barely...
Oh, yes. Oh my God, play that.
Yes.
So he does that that night, and I was like, oh, that's really flattering, thank you, whatever. And then, whatever, go on about our business. He does it like 3 more times, and I was like, okay, so like something's up.
If you're into me, touch me.
Well, I wasn't really into him. That's the thing. Like, it was sort of one of those situations where I was like, I like the attention, so I was like kind of going with it a little bit.
Listen, one thing about the two of us, we are attention whores.
Correct. Which is why we're recording this in so many different formats so that we could get attention in every possible way. So anyways, then eventually after your actual like ceremony, which is in the middle, everyone gets like really blasted, and I end up in the room of the girl he's hooking up with, her sister, him and me. And he brings it up again. The girl
in the room with the girl he's hooking up with and her sister.
Yes, who happens to be a lesbian. Which is why I was like, oh, I like these two. I was like, yes, another queer person.
Yeah.
So he then brings it up again, but then he's talking about, like, I forget exactly how it comes up. And I swear now that I think about it in, like, hindsight, it was, like, calculated between the two of them. Because the girl he was hooking up with was like, oh, have you so-and-so ever kissed a guy before?
Oh, they planned that shit.
And he was like, oh, yeah, like, I have, but it was, like, really bad, which is, like, how I knew I wasn't into, like, guys. And, of course, like, I took the bait, because how could I not? I was like, well, maybe it was just really bad. Like, maybe you just, like, have never, like...
Had a good one.
Good one, and I'm, like, I'm such a great kisser.
You've had frogs.
Yeah, frogs, and here's your prince. And so the girl goes, well, why don't you? And he looks at me, and he's like, okay. And I was like, you want to do this like right here on this bed across from the girl you're hooking up with and her lesbian sister?
You're done.
So I was like, okay, fine. Yeah, I will. So we do. It was whatever. I think I did.
Wait, can I ask a question for context?
Sure.
Was it a peck? Or was it like, was there tongue?
A little.
Like,
I wasn't
like
giving.
This?
I
like
wasn't. For the people that can't see this, I think it was like somewhere in the middle of like a peck and like a full make it. It wasn't very long.
Okay.
But I was like, it was just like a sample. I'm not going to give you the full meal deal
you don't get
for
all
free.
The milk.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. Milk. Okay.
Now back to the facial.
Now back to the facial. Anyways, it was fun, and like he was whatever. Like he kind of tasted like an ashtray, to be honest.
I
Like
hate
it,
that.
I was also like we'd been drinking a bunch, so you can't really. I don't think that that's. But he was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that was really good." Blah blah blah. And then the girl was like, "Okay, well now I want to try." And I was like, "I did not think that that was on the menu. This was not what I was offering."
You're done.
But she,
you're
like-
done. He's done. You're done. Your sister's
She
done.
basically comes at me, and so I was like, fine, whatever. So like very quickly, same sort of thing. Give her the same free sample. I'm like a Costco kiss
You're
booth.
at Costco at lunchtime.
Yeah.
At the little,
I'm the kissing booth in
samples.
Costco. And she was like, oh
I
my
can't unsee it. I just see it. I like Victoria Park and like Shepherd if there's a Costco there.
And it's me.
And it's just you. Pucker up.
Yeah. It's subscription based, so if you like it, you're gonna have to pay for me monthly
Right.
afterwards.
Pay for me monthly.
So, anyways, that happens, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, it was really good." And I will toot my horn. I've spent a lot of time kissing people. I do have a good. I just know what I'm doing. It's one of the few things that I do really well, in that
So
world.
proud of you.
So then, hilariously, the girl goes to her sister. You should try.
To the lesbian.
The lesbian, and the lesbian was like, I really don't think we need to do that. I was like, you're done.
Everyone's done.
You're done. I'm done.
Punta Cana was done because it became raining right after that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Nothing really happened after that. There was more to it, like, beyond. And you know what? I'm going to save that for a part 2. But
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that really gives you sort of that's like a taste of what out of your group chat is basically the next part would be like the real one. So stay listening to
We'll
a future
have a whole
episode.
episode just on the wedding.
That's where we can bring someone on. I think there's a couple
Yeah,
people
we have
for
a
friends
couple
of the pod
guests
that
that
would.
could come on for that.
They might have to be like blurred out and anonymous.
And their voice is like, like
Yeah. Okay, so we originally were planning to do a game, but I feel like we've sort of like given people like their free sample.
Exactly.
So I feel like maybe we should like wrap it up here.
Yeah, I think we are super, super excited to do
Yes.
this. And we're, it's just an opportunity for us to have a kiki
Yeah.
with you guys listening and watching. And we hope that you continue listening and watching because we'll just continue being our crazy ass selves.
Yeah, and we're going to be on all sorts of social media.
Mm-hmm.
So Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
The tickety-tockety
And
of the
then
TikTok.
you can listen to the audio version of this on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do a final cheers.
Yes. Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You're
done.
done.